NBA 2K22 Season 2 is just around the corner, and a lot of people are getting very, very excited. I think a lot of people, for the most part, were kind of getting bored and kind of feeling like NBA 2K22 was getting stale towards the end of Season 1. Now, that's the reason why NBA 2K22 decided to introduce seasons, because it feels like it's going to get the game fresh, and then it will create a little bit more excitement for the next season of 2K, which I think this is a good idea. But at the same time, level 40 was kind of easy to hit if you don't really have a life. Now, if you have a full-time job or you have kids, I feel you probably didn't hit level 40, so you guys probably like it. But for people who play the game a lot and the people who kind of try to turn this into streaming, whatever, they do feel like it is a little too easy. But for the most part, I think the seasons thing in general is a good concept, because it's going to make people excited for the next seasons of 2K instead of the game just dying out very, very early, even though some people will argue that 2K22 is already dying, but that's really besides the point. So Season 2 is coming out in approximately 1 or 2 days. I think it's coming out on Friday. You can correct me if I'm wrong. And people are looking forward to the new rewards, whatever the case may be. I mean, Season 1, it was the go-kart, and it really wasn't that exciting once you actually got it. It's gets stuck and you can't turn it around. I don't know. That thing is honestly very underwhelming, and it gave me a headache trying to use for the time that I actually used it. Now, for Season 2, people are excited. I am excited because I want there to be mascots. Now, I highly doubt that's going to happen, but for me personally, I would like mascots. Now, while we're on this conversation, I want you guys to type in the comment section what you guys want Season 2 level 40's reward to be. For me, it is mascots, because I've never gotten a mascot in a single 2K. Now, before Season 2 comes out, this is the topic of the NBA 2K community right now. Now, I was actually playing, I was streaming on Facebook, and I actually was able to unlock this as soon as it came out, and this is called Rebirth. So basically, in the background, you guys are going to be seeing me create a build, which is the Rebirth build. So basically what Rebirth is if you guys did not play NBA 2K19, this was when this was introduced, and it was probably one of the most liked features that 2K has actually implemented in the previous years. Now, I'm not entirely too sure exactly how NBA 2K19's Rebirth system worked, because I'm pretty sure you had to get a 95 overall, and I didn't really play NBA 2K19. But for this year, how it works is, if you are a 90 overall in NBA 2K22, which by the time that the season's over, you probably should be level 90. If you aren't, you simply just do not play the game at all. But you have to be level 90, and then you have to play 10 games in the city or in the cruise ship for current gen, the city for next gen. You have to play 10 games. It could be 2v2, 3v3, whatever the case may be. And then you will unlock a quest, which is the Rebirth quest, and that will give you access to the Rebirth feature. Now, what the Rebirth feature is in NBA 2K22 is it allows for your player to be upgraded to 90 overall instead of 85. That does not mean that your player spawns in at a 90 overall. It means that it allows for you to buy the VC to upgrade your player to a 90 overall. On top of that, you're allowed to unlock 30 badges as well. So instead of having no badges, you are now allowed to start off with 30 badges, which will make playing on a new build easier. Now, the reason why they randomly decided to introduce this, I'm not really too sure, but what I do know is that NBA 2K22 is going to make millions of dollars off this mode. Now, people have it in their head that, oh, they're all of a sudden going to get a free 90 overall player with 30 free badges. Like, come on, it's 2K. They're never going to do that. Now, this feature is a very good thing. I'm not going to sit here and bash it and say this is a terrible thing. It is a very good thing, but just know it's going to be very expensive for a lot of you guys who want to do this. And I already know that a lot of you guys have probably made builds before this, and then 2K comes out and says, oh, hey, by the way, you can make a player, make him 90 overall and get 30 free badges, while everyone's already made brand new builds. And I know it's a little frustrating, but that's not even the worst part of it. Now, for you people who are on current gen, I imagine you guys have seen this all over Twitter. People are talking about it. Now, people on current gen are actually losing some of their badges. So basically, what I'm being told is that NBA 2K22 for current gen, not next gen, nobody on next gen has had this problem as far as I'm concerned. Current gen people are currently losing their badges. Now, the reason why they're losing some of their badges is because NBA 2K22 changed the build system on current gen. So PowerDF went to Twitter and he tweeted out this. He said, your height, weight, wingspan now affect your badge count. This applies to all of your Rebirth builds and old builds. You may lose / gain badges on builds you have already maxed as well. Example, shorter wingspans on guards will give more shooting / playmaking badges, but lose defense plus playmaking. And then he went ahead and explained it again in another tweet and said this: if you have a maxed build with all of your badges, you can keep the badges you have, but let's say your build used to have 30 defensive badges, but they decreased it to 27 and you only had 25 unlocked. You can now never get to 30 and you're capped at the 27 you have now. So, for example, before this update came out, before this Rebirth feature came out, let's say you're on current gen and you made a build that had a maximum of 12 defensive badges and you unlocked 6 of them. Now, if you unlocked 6 of them, you are no longer allowed to get those 12 badges. So essentially what's happening is 2K is taking away the build that you had and limiting it to the new build system that they implemented. So you can go ahead and have this build that you were grinding, whatever the case may be, but now you cannot get those badges that you actually originally made on your build. Now, this is extremely frustrating to a lot of people because people who made those builds have probably spent money on them and now their build is completely changed. Because 90% of the time, you guys make builds based on badges. Now, those badges that you're supposed to be able to earn on current gen, you can no longer earn them. It's no longer a thing. If your wingspan or your height or whatever the case may be was altered in this update, you can no longer earn the badges that you originally have. And if you think I'm lying, I'm going to go ahead and show you examples of what people's player cards look like. So there's multiple examples of people having more earned badges than their actual potential upgrades. I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of screenshots of people showing me this and people tweeting this out and being like, okay, what's going on? How does this make sense? I have more earned badges than my potential upgrades. Now, for your people on next gen, don't worry. This is not happening on next gen. It's only happening on current gen. And I actually feel bad because a lot of people are frustrated. And this update was actually a really good thing because people are now able to explore other builds and you're going to see more than just 5-10 play shots, which is ironic because I'm pretty sure in this background I'm actually making a 5-10 play shot, but there's going to be a lot more versatility on the park and in the city, so hopefully this will encourage people to try out different play styles and not play the exact same every single time. But for you guys on current gen, if you're wondering why your badges just randomly disappeared and you can't earn your badges anymore, this is the reason why. But for the most part, current gen got the worst of it, but for the most part, I do think Rebirth is a great idea, and I do think that it's going to be a lot easier for people to create builds, but you're going to have to dig into that wallet and spend probably a lot of money. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like. Do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.